Ladies and gentlemen, Bobcats of all ages, this is Wrap It Up. We are the hottest NASCAR show on the YouTubes and Facebooks. We're burning up CPUs. It's so hot.
Yes.
Oh,
I was in the studio last week.
We were. We filmed an episode or 3/4 of one for you last week. It was a pretty good one, honestly. At one point, you were out of your chair in the floor almost. It's lost to time now. The hard drive is gone, but, man, we gave B.J. McCloyd a goodbye for a while there. We really talked about him and laid it out. Now it's over.
Yeah.
So you'll never see that. But listen,
that
before you might even change.
was almost Wrap of the Week.
Change the video. Look at this. We have got Kyle Busch diecast to give away. Kyle Busch diecast, brand new ones, California win, the net spend. It's so easy. You don't even have to fill out anything. You don't have to share your information. All you have to do is subscribe or follow on Facebook. If we get 300 followers on Facebook,
take a look at this
before the end of the season. That's so easy. Just 300 people to follow us. Get your mom to do it too. If she wins, you've won. Look, you've got different things. We're going to give this net spend away on Facebook. If we get 300 subscribers, we're going to give away this California Busch win to somebody on YouTube. You don't have to do anything but subscribe. Oh, Lord almighty, it's good stuff. You ready to wrap this thing up and look at these paint schemes coming up for Homestead, sir?
Well, let's do it.
Wrap it up.
Oh. Oh, baby boy. It's Wrap It Up. And we are looking at every paint scheme coming up for Homestead and the order that they finished over at the big race last week at Vegas. What'd you think about that one?
Not an exciting race until the last 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, that got interesting. This man right here kept it as interesting as he knew how. He wanted a giant lead.
Yes.
He says he wants to dominate Homestead. He told the press his plan is he wants, I think he said, to win each stage by 15 seconds and win the overall race by 30. That's his goal.
That's what he said.
That's what he told the press. So, I know, he's probably just messing with people. He probably is. He probably does want to win that way. But he says he's going to try to stink up the show, but it's not going to happen. Or is it? You think he could do it 2 weeks in a row? He's got nothing to hold back now that he's made the big playoffs.
I'm not sure, but
He's got so much energy.
yes. He's doing good things, right?
Absolutely.
He's doing really good things.
He's got the big dollars behind him. Big Rick paying all the bills. Largest
right.
car dealer in America. Dropping coin on this boy to go drive anything he wants. Going to do the double. Let me ask you this. What if he wins the Indy 500? Okay. Like, does he have to just go? You don't think so? Hey, didn't Kurt Busch get third? Is that right? Kurt Busch got third when he ran in what year was that? Like 2014?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either. I'm not positive on that. But he ran really well. I'm just saying, it's Kyle Larson. If he wins that sucker, my big question is, what the crap does he do? Like, there's like a ton of milk drinking and running around and like taking pictures and meeting people. When as soon as the race is over, to get to the 600, you got to hop a plane. That's going to be weird.
Yeah, it's done. It's been done. It's possible with all the technology and everything, but
Right. He just needs to download himself. He can travel through the internet.
they're advertising it as what, like the Hendrick 1100 or something?
Yeah, Hendrick 1100. He's going to add some orange Go Vols to the paint scheme.
It's likely one of these races gets cut short or rain delayed that day.
You think so?
There's just a lot of variables
There
when
is,
it comes to a race.
Right? Anything could happen. You never know.
And
And having two of them, that's why people don't do it.
yep.
It's just it's a bad configuration.
Mustang deal get here.
Right? You're
But
like,
he was at this year's Indy. He was on the pit box and then went to that race later that day anyways.
yeah. Oh, well, okay. He's planning ahead. They know what they're doing. Rick don't mess up. Rick loves it. Look at this guy. Here's a man, second place. I don't know why. In my mind, it seems like he's off. I guess it's just because he's not getting checkered flags.
Did you intend to only cover me up this week?
I tried my best. I just wanted to keep
I mean,
the
if
PC,
you didn't want me here, just
listen,
tell me.
The PC blew up last week and overheated. I didn't want to take a chance. I thought, What if it was Jordan just Jordan, the side of him,
The face
that blew it out? So
I got a face for radio, man.
I try to make cars a little bit bigger. I figure people want to see the cars a little bit more than us, right?
Or just me.
Right. Okay. Well, trust me. I'll get my turn coming up.
I am here this week.
Okay. What do you think about your boy here? This guy right here, I honestly, I think he could have won last week. He just made a bad call on the high side.
Beating himself up over that because he's like, that was my best chance to go to the
he'd been
round
locked
of
in,
4.
right? Yeah, absolutely.
But so is he not confident going to Vegas? He's not. He's actually really good at Martinsville too.
He is absolutely. But I mean, when you just get that close, I guess. Honestly, like I said,
he has a win at Martinsville,
if he hadn't
right?
tapped the back of the 5, I think he can. Oh yeah, he won last year.
When we were
fall
there.
race last
when
year.
we were there, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so I mean,
no one was talking about that because Chastain went full send.
Exactly. It kind of overshadowed everything, didn't it?
Who won the race last year? Not Chastain.
Right. Everybody just kind of forgets and goes over. Listen, the last 3 races we went to last year and then into the start of this year, he won all 3. Bale did. So that was Martinsville, and I don't remember where we went before that, and then probably Bristol was the first one back.
You probably went to Roval.
Roval, that was it. Yep. We were at 3 in a row that he was winning. Like he was kicking butt there.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another boy who just didn't have enough. Man, 2/3 in a row out of the playoffs.
Well, there's something positive there. He's doing better than his teammate.
Well, it would be hard not to if you're a driver of any consideration, wouldn't it?
If your last name's Dylan?
Yeah, he's got to get anything done. Good track coming up for him, though. We'll talk about you know what? Kyle has never – am I wrong about this? Kyle has never had a top 5 at Homestead. Is that right? I think he likes Homestead, but – okay, no. His best finish going back just since the new car, his high finish is 6 all time. I was about to say, man, he's been around so long. There's no possible way he hasn't.
This is only the second year in the new car, though.
He's won Homestead. I know that for a fact in the Xfinity Series and the trucks. Anyway, 3 Chi back again, cheeing it up. All 3 of them. You know.
Yeah. What did he have last week? What scheme did he? Oh, the lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer.
The big BJ McLeod paint scheme. That's the one.
Yeah,
I remember now.
We were like, they just stuck a guy on the front of the BJ McLeod, and we were not happy about it. We were talking crap about that lawyer paint scheme. It was not a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
What about your boy here? He's not in the playoffs anymore, but look at him showing up at the end of the year still. Top 5. Roush is on the come up. They're going to just...
Hey, they had a commercial during the race the first time I had noticed it. Build Submarines commercial during the race.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where they're like out talking to race fans or something. Like
No, they were like
I didn't
showing somebody building a submarine like in a factory. It was insane.
Well, I did see something, though, where they were, him and Busher were talking to like race fans at one of those things outside the track. And it was talking about, we're looking for people to build submarines and all this. And I think the figure was they were going to build 3 submarines a year. That was like, we're building 3 submarines a year for the America, which doesn't seem like much, but I guess it is. 3 must be a lot.
This is probably overall in the season, between the 99 and the 1, both running this scheme, this is one of my favorites.
It's pretty hot.
It does. And it looks like it's Halloween season.
Yeah. I'm down. Halloween, everybody knows it. We got like what, 2, how many more races we got? We got
3.
Right? So that's counting this one. So we got 2 more episodes before the season's over of paint scheme previews. And then maybe we're going to do, the best of the year and the worst of the year. Would this be your best of the year picks?
Probably up there.
It's a good one.
It's probably either coming out of the Trackhouse camp or the Busher and Keselowski camp.
Let's say, we're all going to have to pick a couple. So, we're going to need to pick 10 or 12 apiece.
Yeah.
You're going to pick all. You're not going to pick all Trackhouse.
Is that going to be our first episode after the season's over?
I guess, right? We can do.
Are the
you want to do best or worst? Are the cars
going to be this giant?
They can be.
I feel like I'm not even in the same room with you. I feel like I'm not even. There we are.
You're like a toddler who don't know what's going on. You're like, where did I go? I don't. Peekaboo. Here you go. Oh, look. Blaney's still in it. The man to get a freaking violation, right, for his fender get his whole entire 12th place.
Shock, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a shock. Yes, that's what it was.
What? Okay, and then
Yeah.
what? The next day, they
they're
take
like,
it back.
Whoops, that was broken. The thing we measure it with. Whoopsie.
Listen, I'm just gonna be like somebody in this whole thing.
That's the corn dog man.
Yep. Get that stick up his butt.
That's what Penske said to NASCAR.
That's something happened, right?
Something
You don't see this very often.
that never. There was not even an appeal.
Listen,
24 hours later. Oh,
this is
sorry.
what I'm an actual expert in: is the leadership of NASCAR, right? And
So
how
did this go down?
From my perspective, I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Is Jim France dead?"
I texted
What
you.
happened?
I texted you, and I'm like, "What is this?"
I know, it blew my mind. I was like, I can't even remember. I'm sure it has happened, but I can't remember when the last time NASCAR was like, "Whoops, we made a mistake, rescinded penalty." Like nothing pops in my head. Like it's so rare. It's kind of crazy.
And Blaney is setting what?
Blaney.
I didn't mean to hit money.
Well,
but
he got money. He's 7th, 17 down right now. Let's look at the points. It's hard for us to see.
Yeah,
but look at
so
it. So he's
that would have. What was the penalty before they took it back? Did they announce
he put
anything?
him dead last. So he would have been 36th, and he would have lost all of his stage points. And he had, I want to say, 9 or 12. I don't know why those numbers stick out in my head. Maybe I don't know. Anyway,
So
he had in 13th, so he had 40 points. Basically, they were going to dock him. He would have been 50-some down.
I mean, it went as far as NASCAR announced it.
Yeah.
That's how far it got.
Yeah, it was
and
done.
then the next day, they're like, "Oh, nope, sorry."
Done deal. Yeah. That's what's weird.
There's something fishy here.
Well, that or NASCAR's just trying to be more transparent, and they're trying to be. It also these days, it's not like it was like in the 50s or something where you can do a lot of backroom crap. You know what I'm saying? And be like, "Oh, we found out your car had a picture of a bunny on it. We decided you can't race the rest of your." Like there used to be some shady stuff go down. Like Big Bill France would find reasons if he didn't want to do. Like he would just completely lifetime ban people from the series and stuff. For going against him. So to come out and say they're wrong, this is a great move, I think. It shows up. Great thing. Let me ask you this,
By the way, the Duracell looks better than any sponsor I've seen on the hood this season.
Right?
Though.
But isn't it kind of strange that the battery's so small? I mean, they put it between the things, but normally, it'd be like most people would just stretch it over that. Or be like the 47 and try to put it on the bumper almost. I'm just saying, I'd like a bigger battery. Oh, look at the Liberty University car. This man, Thursday night, Liberty had a football game, and Big Willie B on the sideline showing him on the TV and everything.
On the sideline?
Well, you got to show up. Liberty's 7-0, baby. They undefeated right now. They might go do something. Get that Sun Belt rolling.
Well, who did they play last night?
Who did they play? Boy, that was a great question. I wonder who it was. I can't remember right now. I want to say it was a regional Texas team, but I can't remember off the top of my head. There's a lot of information going around, Wait till maybe stage 4, and it'll pop in my head randomly, and I'll be like, who?
Gotcha.
I like Willie B. Willie B. All year, Justin's been saying it. I've been saying it most of the year. Going to win the Cup. Very well could win. I don't know how many more races you think a man can come up with.
This season?
Yeah.
I think he's got a good shot this weekend.
Absolutely.
Martinsville, maybe.
Maybe. Could be.
So.
Okay.
And I started your traction on heavily investing in Hendrick cars. Did we talk about that one last week on the camera?
Did we?
It might have got shut down too, but heavily investing in one Hendrick car gets heavily invested in every year.
Yeah, right. Right, it seems like they want to, it was the 9's year, and then it's the 5's year, and then I was like, it's going to be the 24 or 48 year going in this year, and it seems like the 24.
I hope. Part of me hopes, Larson and Byron in the Final Four, and they got to battle it out, teammates.
Well,
and it's for the championship.
Well, think about this.
Take the gloves off, baby.
Think about this, though. Right now, you've got almost the entire JGR organization still in. Everybody but Ty Gibbs is still in it, baby.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They could almost fill the entire field.
So all right,
at the end of it.
So what goes on at the shop? They share information. They're in the same.
They still got to work together.
But you think?
But they're pulling
you're
it
going
back
into
a
the
lot
Final
more.
Four. You think
Right?
they're sharing resources at the shop?
A little bit. They're saying they are, but not as much. You know what? I like to share, though, is the good news of White Blaze Outdoors and Adventures. You know, if you've got a bicycle, they'll drive you to the place and throw you and the bicycle out there, and then you can ride back to wherever it was you left your car. Now, to me, in my mind, that's just, hey, I'd like to get an older form of transportation and drive to my newer form of transportation. But whatever you want to do, White Blaze will do it. They'll take you around to transportations. They'll put snakes in the spokes of your bikes. They'll do whatever. It's a wonderful service. Give them a call, and they will tell you, boy, you're lucky you called. We'll be right back with you, baby, with more Wrap It Up. Wrap it up. Oh, it's Wrap It Up Paint Scheme Review and Race Podcast. Let's flip those around.
Yes.
We're looking at paint schemes and seeing what's coming up for Homestead.
In Miami, baby. And
Miami.
You left off. We should have brought back the Will Smith.
Ooh, going to
Welcome
Miami.
to Miami.
You know what? In 1998, that went hard, but if you go listen to it now, it kind of is like, this is kind of weak. It's kind of like, you need...
Well, it's better than this.
Better than Elvis?
I didn't say better than Elvis.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying there's some people in the comments who are probably going to disagree with you about Will Smith versus Elvis.
Speaking
of king of rock and roll.
give away. We're giving away free stuff, baby.
I'm just stunned.
Instead of trashing me in the comments, just guess who's going to win the race this
That's
weekend.
all you got to do. Bill Elliott,
and you
collector's
get it
plate.
right.
A pen. Look at this. There's the title to it. Not even filled in. Never titled. This is showroom quality plates. You can eat off of it if you want. You can throw it at your neighbors. You can film yourself breaking it and do whatever you want. We don't care. We're going to give you a plate. Look at that. Look at the magic. Let's turn it off so you can read. You haven't liked or subscribed? Kyle Larson doesn't understand what your problem is. You need to get busy with it, okay? All you got to do, tell us in the comments who wins Homestead. You get it right, you're going to win. Unless multiple people do it.
How much is that worth?
My estimate's somewhere between 30 and 40.
1,000?
100,000 million. 30 or 40,000 million.
Impressive.
That's like $1 billion. Look at this. Speaking of someone who robbed a bank and $1 billion, here's a man who's painted his car like an old school thief. Black and white striped prison uniform coming out.
Here's a good research project for you.
Yeah.
Have McDonald's characters been on NASCARs before?
Yes, they have. Not consecutively, but
Taylor Swift has. I sent you that one this week.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
He was on the 42, right?
Yeah, the 40. Montoya
I remember that race.
was running the Target car
With
promoting
Taylor
Swift album. Mm-hmm. That's wild. They would eat that up.
Man, now,
you know, like Taylor Swift's got to be like the most powerful person on the planet.
She's doing pretty good. I heard she's on the verge of coming into being a billionaire now. I don't see why she can't get on a car and we can't get some of these screaming teenage girls down at the track. You won't even be able to hear them, right? Let's get the young people involved. Get Taylor Swift and the Hamburglar. They'll know what's going on. You know what? It just occurred to me.
You know, she did all of her concerts.
Let's go back to Taylor.
She did all of her concerts.
I'm just going to take the car off. Let's talk about Taylor Swift. What's going on?
I'm sorry. Can we go on?
You got the bracelet? Which bracelet you got?
Let's go on.
No, go ahead. This is important. Let's hear about Taylor. What she got? Tell us.
Oh man, she's got
Here comes the money.
She does.
All right, Tyler Reddick. You know who?
Dang deal get here.
you
Tyler Reddick.
Sorry, I confused. That says Tyler. I thought it said Taylor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You also can't read.
All right.
Listen, we didn't make this. This is the graphic 2311 put out. We didn't cut it out because they literally dropped this right before we taped.
So
we did not have time to even bother with it. It's so freaking crazy.
Why do they wait so late to announce it?
There's some plan over at 2311 to wait as possibly long as you can to release the paint. Last week, though, I was like, wait a minute, they changed their mind.
I get it when it looks like this.
The Roku scheme came out on a Monday, and all of a sudden, whoever was Rick Ware's PR person stopped posting schemes altogether. I think maybe they've been fired or died or something.
Well, So
let's move on from Hamburger. This is crazy.
NASCAR rescinded the penalty, so they said, you know what, we're going to put a referee on the track.
All right, let Reddick do it. He'll be fair.
You know what?
Here's his competitor for the top 4.
We know all about Martin Truex. He's struggling lately.
Yeah,
I'm more excited. Junior is running the 88 Bass Pro Club scheme on his car.
Ooh. Listen, if you came to Bristol or you just watched it on TV, I didn't watch it on TV. We were there all weekend. That was the highlight of Bristol weekend was Junior in that Xfinity race, putting on a show and whipping them boys.
And then suddenly.
And then catching on fire, right?
Yeah, then suddenly.
That was the best.
Hey, that fire suit, it's literally a fire suit.
Oh, it's
probably on display somewhere,
it's
right?
so hot, baby. So hot. It got all the biggest energies. I tell you what, here comes the money. Dale is driving the exact same car he drove at Bristol at Homestead. They've just worked on it and rebuilt it, he said.
And
same car.
rewrapped it.
Oh, yeah, definitely rewrapped it. But think about that car was flying, dude. That's a strong car.
You think they fixed the fire issue?
They had a wire randomly be. Who does that? Like, I don't know. It's just overlooking. I bet it doesn't happen again.
Well,
what about your boy Big Den?
The whole Mavis brakes
Mavis?
team to.
Is that right?
I'm sorry, Mavis.
Oh, Mavis. Okay. Yeah.
Well, they're not on the car this week. But just like Martin Truex has dropped off, so has FedEx.
Oh, absolutely, right?
Where have they been?
FedEx ran away. They went from every week until very week. They are not showing up for anything, baby. I tell you what. Hey, that was a pun, okay?
That was punny.
Yeah. Sport Clip's back. I need to go. We need to do the math before our last show and see what they've ran the most. But I'm pretty sure Sport Clips has been on the 11 car more than anything else this year. More
than Mavis.
Well, Mavis has stepped it up. That's true. Mavis has come on hard since the summer, haven't they? They've been on there like 11 times since the summer. So Mavis is the strongest thing.
Mavis.
You can't say it wrong.
The whole Mavis.
So it's Mavis.
Brakes team to,
Mavis.
I'm sorry, Mavis.
Maple.
Mavis tires and brakes.
I don't know her.
Mavis.
Okay. What about the king himself? Hey, baby girl. The people's champion.
Take a look.
Got all the talent in the trunk of this car. A load of it coming in.
Have you ordered a Chris Buescher shirt?
You know what? I haven't. I'd like to get a Chris Buescher shirt, actually. I need to. That's a good idea.
We
had some Chris Buescher hats and gave them away at the track.
This is the 11th place finisher.
Yes, sir.
How are we only on that? I don't know. But
somebody be talking about Taylor Swift and crap.
What the hell is that?
Right? I don't know. We get a little. That Swifty energy's just everywhere these days. Oh. Does Buescher make the Final Four? Can he do it? No? No. Okay. I think listen, that's the people's champion. I want to see Buescher in the Final Four, but I don't see it
I would
either.
like to see it, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I know. It's just too tight at this point. I mean, nobody – you think anybody in Vegas even put down a bet that he would make the round of 8? Like, they got to win some money on that. That would be a hard bet to get.
No, speaking of Joey Tomato.
Right? Here's some people probably bet he would be in the round of 8, right? Defending Cup champion.
This is probably, of all the cars in the Cup,
yeah,
Pennzoil's probably ran the most of anybody.
You might be right about that. Because they're also 12 and been on the 2.
Yeah, so Pennzoil's got to be the most ran.
They've been pushing quite a bit.
Who ran the throwback last week? Was it last week? Was it this week?
The Pennzoil, yeah. Yeah, the Steve Park looking.
Was it the 22 car?
It was the 22 in Vegas. Because that's the Pennzoil race. And then the, who was it, 12 or 2 that had Pennzoil on? It was 12 had it on the hood, right? Also last week, is that right? Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'm making up stuff. Who knows? A week's happened.
Emotional damage!
I love that. Actually made me snort. Okay. Oh, look at this. It's the other side of the coin. Grimace, baby.
Yes.
I don't know if it was last week I said this, but I'm telling you, there's some conspiracy. I don't know why. They keep making Bubba drive purple cars. Like, this is a McDonald's car. It's normally red. They're like, no, make it
The only
purple.
one I can think of is Roku.
Roku the other week. DoorDash has had purple on it just by itself, even though last week was technically DoorDash by Roku or something. And then what else did he have? He had 2 other schemes that's had purple on them, and I cannot think of them now that I brought it up like a moron. But I swear. And then
This-
he always drove the 6 over at Roush, and that had a lot of purple in it.
I'm not digging this though.
You know what I like about it is Grimace looks like he's some angelic figure. He's got like a light glowing, like a halo-ish a thing above his head.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald car?
Ooh, right. What happened to
Can we-
Ronald? You know what? Ronald, is Ronald even in the commercials anymore?
I don't know.
Let me tell you
They
this. I'm going to give you an inside story here. One time, this is maybe 15 years ago, my wife went through the drive-thru in Abingdon.
You know, 15
McDonald's?
years ago, my wife went to a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh, that's a keeper.
All right.
Listen, she went through the drive-thru at McDonald's. I don't know. It was probably 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, in Abingdon. And Ronald McDonald was in the drive-thru, working the drive-thru. The guy who was the real Ronald McDonald. He handed her a tape measure, a ruler that was only 3 inches long, and said, "See if we measure up."
Can I give you a fast food inside story?
Yes, please.
I was at
This is not a NASCAR show at all.
I was at the Bristol Chick-fil-A,
Oh, that's high class.
and in rolls Truett Cathy.
Is that real?
No, I'm sorry. What's his son? Dan Cathy. Dan
Oh, okay. I
Cathy.
was about to say he's dead.
His son.
Yeah.
Sorry. All respect to the Chick-fil-A franchise industry, the family. Dan Cathy,
Yeah.
who is now the, running the show.
Okay.
And I got a backstage tour, which are real, by the way. You can go into any Chick-fil-A and ask for a backstage tour, and they will give it to you.
They just take you back
So-
in the kitchen.
Take me back to the kitchen by the CEO.
Wow.
And that was really neat to hear from
You
his
just walked up to
perspective.
him and said, "Hey, can I walk around in the
Well,
kitchen
no,
with you?"
He had his whole entourage.
And you walked in the middle of them and were like, "Hey, take me in the kitchen."
But
Rich man.
basically,
That's awesome.
it was pretty cool.
More businessmen should have to do that. Here's a businessman who will not take you to a kitchen. Smithfield has pulled their support. Not in the 10 next year unless something really weird happens. Smithfield definitely dead.
They moving over to Formula One?
Something going to happen. I don't know. I mean, they got the Gene Haas connection, right? Speaking of that, I saw Gene Haas's F1 team actually out at Exit 7 in Bristol yesterday.
No.
Yeah.
Bristol's just a crossroads for everyone famous.
Right?
Right?
Something weird going on.
Yes.
I'm worried about the 10 here. I don't think he's going to find a new home anytime soon, and I hate to see him go. And this is it, though.
That's the end of the
Let's
road.
do one more before we go to break. Here's your
Let's
boy,
go.
99, back with the Freeway. Definitely his most common sponsor this year.
It is. It's insurance, and
You need insurance sometimes.
he.
Breaking all the rules.
It's really hard to watch him every week because
It's a terrible thing to say about your favorite driver.
it's getting more and more difficult to watch him every week because he actually qualifies well,
Yeah.
and then
Then loses spots.
like he is really like he'll say top 10 start of the race, and then something's going on where he just gets worse as the race goes on.
Maybe it's
And
got
it's sad to
something.
watch.
Could it have anything to do with crew chief setting up the car for qualifying instead of the racing or something? I don't know.
Nope.
I mean, but then again, all Stewart Haas sucks, right? I mean, you can't.
He's not a Stewart Haas car.
The 10.
The 99.
What the heck am I talking about? You're right.
You were talking
I don't
about
know.
the 99 car.
It's been a long
Are you-
day. It's been a very long
We
day.
need to get him checked out, and we're going to take a break.
Oh, let's take a break. Listen, you know who will check me out, though, before we take a break? All the folks at White Blaze
Hey,
Outdoors.
You might need a walk in the
I need to
fresh
get out
air,
and
don't
get some
you?
fresh air,
You,
and
you know
I
what they
just-
say, a walk is good for your mental health.
Yeah.
So
Also, look, there's a lake right there. You go jump in it,
Yes.
fresh sunshine, vitamin D. They got everything you need. If you don't call them, no one loves you. So holler at them and see what's going on. We'll be right back, baby. You ever wrapped it up? Throw it off the bridge and hope nobody finds it?
well, we might be wrapping this thing up and sending it out in the
Ooh.
mail.
Hello. That's
Yes.
fine dinnerware right
How-
there.
how
How
can
would
I-
somebody attain that?
I don't know.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's give it away. All you got to do is put in the comments who wins Homestead. You get it right, you got the dish, baby. You get the pin. You get the license you take to the DMV to register the plate. We're giving it all away. And speaking of which, we're showing all the paint schemes coming up for Homestead. Jordan, you ever been to Homestead?
I've been to Miami.
All right, sounds good. That's great.
I'm trying to homestead life. I'm trying to grow some chicken eggs.
Sure, you got to have your own homestead. Here's a man going home for the
Woo,
last time.
This
Bringing it back,
paint
baby.
scheme right here, baby. Oh my goodness.
Wrap of the week.
That
for you.
is my wrap
That's a
of
good
the
one.
week. All right.
I tell you what, I know a man who's going to be happy to hear you said that. I got a text message this week already from a man who sent me a picture of his card. And he said, "Wrap of the week," and I said, "Question mark,
Dude,
maybe."
this thing
So
looks.
he hit it.
Can we just slap a number 8 on it? Can we?
You know what though? I guess it's where the number has moved. It looks more empty than it used to when he ran it when he first came in the
Yes,
but it's hot.
This is cool.
Yeah. You know what I'd really like to see is the Busch Mountains one more time, like he won at Bristol in 2020. That was the best.
I would just like to see him win.
Yeah. Well, I hate to tell you, that's probably not going to happen.
You know, I feel like every time I'm on the show, I ask you, will the 4-car win?
I got the same answer for you, and it keeps happening.
He was that close and then a DQ.
Listen, Phoenix, it could be an amazing thing. It's his best track. He's probably the best person there. The last race of the year, his last Cup race.
Although
it would be huge.
What, 22 races at Homestead and only twice outside the top 20?
Something like that, or maybe once. It's something ridiculous. He's, 22 races at Homestead in his career in the Cup Series, and only one time has he finished out of the top 20.
That's good. That's
only,
good.
Only 3 times has he finished out of the top 10.
Maybe.
You know what?
Is it this week?
Yeah. If they can get him a car, he might have something.
You know,
I don't know.
I
I
feel
don't
like
see
the
it, though.
last 3 races,
I'm not feeling it.
Stewart Haas should just become a single car team.
Well,
like,
you know,
don't just put wheels on the other ones, take them to the track.
just
like,
start and park them.
Just
focus on one
just
good car.
put all
right?
your
Isn't that really what Danica and really was there for to start with, right? Just to bring some money in.
But here's
so
the
everybody else
question:
could drive.
have they been putting anything into the race cars this year?
Oh man, it's been rough. I tell you what. You know what?
Was this is the only Stewart car in the chase or in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, he barely got in. So I mean, they're nowhere near anything. Next year, I don't know. I mean,
But that's what I'm saying. That's my suggestion. Single car team the next 3 weeks. This is your car.
well, you know, we said earlier in the year they maybe are going to drop the 10. They can't drop the 10. They're in their Ford contract to get all this giant Ford money that they switched for says they must run 4 cars. So that's a whole predicament.
It is. And then Josh Berry gets in this car next year.
Yeah.
No sponsor announced? Is
No
that right?
sponsor signed, unless it's happened since they signed him. As of his signing, they had no one. So Haas CNC will be on the 4. Haas CNC will be on the 41. No sponsor for whatever the 10 car is. Haas CNC on it. So
And then you might get Ford on one of those cars.
the 14. doesn't have to have Haas.
Mahindra's not coming back?
I think so. Yeah, the 14's
But
okay. I think
sometimes
he's the only one who has.
He
any
might run like
sponsors.
Ford Motor Parts or something.
Yeah, well, we'll see. What about this Ford?
I
Made
love
the playoffs.
I love it.
He updated a little bit. They got is that Freight? Loves Freight.
Fire Guard.
Oh, well, that's totally different than Freight. Isn't it?
Freighters.
Freight, Frauder, Freep.
Frygart.
It's something about something though. Go to Loves and check it out. You know, I mean, see what he's doing down there.
At one point, he was a rumored going to the 10 car.
Right, and then
although signed again.
Would you want to listen? I think the 34's been better this year than the 10 has.
Absolutely.
So I mean, why would you even leave now? You're the king. Roll with it. Here's the king, the little brother, Ty Dillon, unable to beat him again. What do you think?
Yes.
Johnny's got the money, huh? Putting it all out there.
Here comes the money.
How many cars can Johnny sponsor in 1 week? How many?
As many as he wants. Got the money, baby.
He can make
But
it happen.
I get concerned.
Yeah. For his
You're
safety,
driving the 3 car.
right? Wouldn't it make more sense also? I wanted to bring this up earlier.
Can we just start a new team called the Dillon Brothers Racing? And just can we put someone in this car?
I think they have. It's called RCR. They're gonna they try to drive so Kyle Busch can bring them up. But wouldn't it have been smarter to put the 3 Chi sponsor on the 3 car? Wouldn't it have been a better sponsor than putting the 3 Chi on the 8 car?
He was on that car last year, right? A little bit.
No, it was still on the 8 always. They never.
No. I've seen him run that car.
Oh well, maybe they. I don't remember it. Maybe he ran it once, but it was primarily the 8 when Riddick was on it in it.
Yes,
brought it in with
but I
Rick.
think it's been on the car before.
Have you ever seen
Here comes the money.
just money painted onto a car? They just
Well,
dip it in a pile of
it's-
money, and this is what it looks like when you
it's-
wipe it on.
It's interesting that they would choose this car to do it to.
Yeah, well, they're spent all the money on Earth. They've bought this car into it. They bought the 77. They've got a third car coming. They bought Kyle Busch's truck team out.
They sponsor, I know, some Indy cars.
Yeah,
I saw Gainbridge it was on TV somewhere, a football stadium, a baseball stadium,
yeah.
Gainbridge Stadium.
I want to say they may own a Major League Soccer team. Of course, you would know more about that than me, but there's something, another sports that's not football or basketball that they
It doesn't
own.
take much to buy into a Major League Soccer team.
Unless you, I just heard how much they were charging for tickets for Messi.
Oh, yeah.
What was
One
that
man?
number? It was like for one ticket, even the worst ticket, you had to pay like $2,000 or something a
Oh,
ticket.
not that bad. Not that bad.
Or two. I don't know. It was something ridiculous. Something absolutely ridiculous. Here's something ridiculous also.
He's coming back.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any
That's
of
fine.
this.
Let him come back. We don't need the 21 to win any races. Top 20, though. What do you think about that? Is that a success? Is that
Just
good?
hanging around.
Hanging around the top 20?
Just hanging around.
That's what he's doing at the shop.
Do you think him having Dex Imaging as a sponsor played a role in him getting to run this car again next year?
Is there a connection there with Harrison Burton?
No, but they followed him all the way up. Truck Series, Xfinity, they are his sponsor. They've been with him, maybe even ARCA. So I don't know who owns it. I haven't done any of that research, but they've sponsored him all along the way.
Well,
I'm just saying there's a lot of people that could maybe drive this
that
car.
happens,
but they don't have
Sponsors
money.
are loyal to drivers regardless of the situation.
Right, that's true.
Smithfield,
Well,
GoDaddy.
well, yeah, okay. Oh, there you go. Now you can see your face. Look, I got you one
Dad's
the other
hitting
way.
us.
There's
Campers
the
in.
16.
Campers in RV.
He's got a great amount of finishes at Homestead. A really good track for him. I can't remember the stats, but this guy can do something.
He probably has an Xfinity win there.
Oh, probably, maybe, definitely. I don't know. He's only got 8 of them, but I think so. He's got great cup stats there, too. Listen, let me ask you, right off the bat, the big question nobody knows, but everybody knows. Is he in this car next year, or is he back in Xfinity, in your opinion?
I really think he's back in this car next year.
Wow. That really surprises me because you're wrong. He's going to be an Xfinity, 100%. That's my call. And they already know it.
You're the boss, Jimmy. I'm the boss.
You know when we're going to find out is next week because they're going to have Fan Day. And last year at Fan Day, they brought out the next year's driver lineup, and that's my bet. So next week before Martinsville, we will know
So they've had
who's driving the 16.
Chandler Smith in the 13.
Yeah,
AJ Allmendinger in the 16.
Yeah.
Justin Haley is leaving
Yeah.
out of the 31.
right.
But this guy right here,
He's the best.
probably Xfinity for colleague in the 16 car.
Right. Go make trophies. Because he doesn't really have a sponsor. None of these people are his sponsors. And my understanding is the seed company and the campers are leaving this year. So,
The Campers.
Camper in.
That's the first time I've seen this one this year.
He ran it at least once, maybe twice already.
I believe you. You're
Yeah.
on the show every
It's
week.
a pretty crappy scheme, honestly.
It is.
It kind of looks like it's done just in paint or something.
It
Somebody
does.
threw it together.
They only had shapes and said make the logo.
Just do what you can, okay? Speaking of, here's his teammate. We'll make him the last one for Stage 3 here, and then we'll move on and take another break so I can catch my breath and see how bicycles are doing. Over here, the 31, Lee Filter, like you just said, he's going to the 15 full-time next year. 31, Daniel Hemrick. Was it a good deal or not? Which one would you rather have, Haley or Hemrick? Dun, dun, dun. And your answer?
Probably Haley, honestly.
Wrong. The answer was Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift should be in the 31 car next year.
She's 33. We're the same age.
Oh, well,
She was
you're
born
obviously
in
supposed to have been married.
89.
I remember 1989, actually. I
Yeah,
was a kid,
well,
but I remember it.
I'm the same age as Taylor Swift.
Well, you've got that in common with her. I live on the same planet she does, so I feel like we're close. I lied. Let's do one more. Speaking of,
Yes, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
is.
And I like this scheme too.
You know, I like
But-
it when it's blue normally. The pink's weird a little bit too.
Well, it's an honor.
Well, there you go.
because
Reptilian of the week.
He's blending in with the pink. All right, reptilian of the week.
It's very reptilian feeling. I don't know why.
Did you hit it again?
I did not. I think we left it on loop, so you can just really drive the point home about reptilians. Yeah, I can see that. Man, another terrible finish. He's coming back. You know what? I never even thought it was a question whether he was coming back. And then, like, the week before last, they're like, oh, he's returning. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was a possibility he could leave.
Well, that is a good thought, but
what?
everybody's questioning his performance,
Well, yeah,
so
he
they
sucked.
had to come out with that announcement. Yes,
I
he
guess
will
so.
be back.
I guess you're right.
And you know what else? We'll be back after a word from our White Blaze sponsor.
White Blaze, the one place that lets you touch animals in the national forest and charges you money for it. White Blaze, the best company ever opened on earth. I don't want to scream in your ear.
Yes.
I cannot say it good enough about our sponsor, White Blaze. They do the dirty work that people don't want to do of taking people out
Hey,
in the woods and showing them what we came from.
Give him a call. Go explore.
What time should they call? 1 a.m., 2 a.m.?
If you know Justin, you don't call after 7:30 p.m.
Right. Leave a message for White Blaze. They get back to you. We'll be right back, baby. Let's wrap it up, Jordan.
Hey, we're about to wrap up this show.
That's right. Segment 4.
Let's go.
Segment 4.
And who's next?
bringing out the big dog right
Ty
off the
Dillon,
bat.
Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon.
The mega scrub himself,
You
the
know-
man who's always putting it down for the Raz folks.
Sour cognitive support. You know, the colors.
Who comes up with a name, sour cognitive support?
That's what it says on the car.
That's sour brain support. Who would name a product sour brain support?
Is it phase or flays?
Where are you even seeing this?
On the
roof?
raised. Is it? It's raised
Roz,
focus.
R-A-Z-E.
Oh, it looks
Roz.
like flays.
He's had this, but not the focus. This is
And-
like their shot or
Okay,
something. He's had their energy
don't
drink.
if you don't read the words, the colors look kind of cool.
Yeah, they are. Better
Just
colors.
don't read anything.
I like that it's got like on the back fender back there, they put like a tapeworm, right? That's something that's really going to draw a lot of attention.
Sour Patch Kids.
For an energy shot, that is strange. I do like the colors. Ty, definitely out of this car. They've announced Hocevar takes it over next year.
Or as Jeff Burton would say, Hocevar.
Here's Shiver.
Did you hear him on the race last week?
Yeah.
Hocevar.
He kept tripping over it. He's got
Hocevar.
he getting a little ward on it. A little Jeff was. What do you think? Is there a place for Ty Dillon to stay in Cup Series, or is it definitely he goes to Papal's and drives the 2 that just got vacated full time in Xfinity?
That's probably the best place for him.
Yeah.
But
If he stays in Cup, what's really left? The 16, maybe? And the
you're
only reason,
convinced of that.
well, listen, I know the 16 needs money. They need money. And my understanding, going back to what we've talked about today, Ferris Motors is hanging with Ty Dillon. If he can take the Ferris Motor money over there and pay the bill, they'll let him have the ride. I think.
So this car is Hocevar.
Yeah.
Joy's in the 7 car.
Yes, sir.
Trackhouse is loaning Zane Smith
Yes, sir.
to Spire
Yes, sir.
on a part-time deal.
On a full time for the year. He'll be there. He'll drive that car the full year.
Which car?
The 3rd car. They haven't announced a number.
It is going to be a full-time ride.
Full-time car all year. The 78, it's that car, but it doesn't have to be 78.
It's that charter.
Right. Spire can change the number. But then again, they got the 77. Maybe they'll keep 78 and just change the font.
So he's out of Spire.
Yeah, Ty's gone. It's over. And he has no announcement. The only reason I'm saying, like, he hasn't made an announcement, the 16 hasn't made an announcement. I'm just throwing it out there. It's the only thing
I think the
left.
16 announcement, it is a... I don't see Ty Dillon in that car.
Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Because
but he can definitely get the 2 Xfinity cars.
Colleague likes to win.
Does he? Really? Next Xfinity Series, sure.
No, he's got some cup
I know.
wins.
Listen, there's no doubt. I don't think there's anybody. Tell me in the comments if you believe A.J. Allmendinger is not the best possible person to drive a Colleague car, right? That's a possibility.
Yes.
But he doesn't have money. He has no
think-
sponsorship.
I think Montoya's a better option.
Colleague's dropped a lot of money.
Yes.
Juan's getting a little old.
But
Speaking of old people
Yes.
who like to run into things, here's Ricky.
This looks cool.
It is. It is cool. Listen, Vitamin Water is a partner sponsor of Ryan Blaney.
Take a look at
They have hopped
this
over and helped out the
motherload.
Daytona 500
I-
champion here. Really,
are
Kroger's
you
has.
are you getting that mixed up? I don't think it's. I think it's one of their competitors, Body Armor. Is that what you're getting
he
confused
is Body
with?
Armor. You're absolutely right.
Is that
Who
what-
has Vitamin? Somebody else had Vitamin Water. Who was it? Casey Kane. I'm not joking you. Casey Kane was a Vitamin Water spokesman. You know who actually owns a large percentage of Vitamin Water? 50 Cent. That's real.
Really?
Here comes the
He
money.
knows. It's owned by a couple of celebrities. Actually,
What?
maybe he owns Body Armor. I'm getting them mixed up.
But
I'm very
Body
tired
Armor
today.
is Brian Blaney for sure. I know
You're
that.
absolutely right. I'm glad you're here. This is why we have you here, to keep me in check when the juice wears off, the caffeine.
Yes.
See, I don't know. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Hey, baby girl.
He's
The-
ran this all year,
The
but
number looks really cool.
right? The number has just been plain all
And
year.
this-
And
this
they've upped
l-
that number, baby.
This looks a lot like a Fastenal car.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah. Got
Yes.
that colors kind of popping. This is the main. Now, listen, they're not on there every week, but they've paid enough money. This is the sponsor that made this deal happen. This is a sponsor that associated themselves with Ryan Priest that got him the 41 car. Because
Okay.
he had that sponsor. So they're obviously coming back next year, or they found a different sponsor. Ryan Priest returns to the 41. What about the 38 of the Little Gilliland? They've ran this like 6 times, and
Yeah, e-bikes.
I think
But
this is the second or third time it's looked like
But-
this. They change it almost every time.
Why? Okay, it's e-bikes.
Yeah, electrical bicycles.
If you're 75, get an e-bike.
Sure, you don't have to pedal anymore, right?
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea to me. Except you just get that little.
That's the corn dog man.
We
Seat up
have
your butt.
we have a freshman at our at
At
the
your school?
Yes, who rides one to school every day.
Yeah, we've got kids that ride bikes to school every day.
No, this is a serious e-bike.
Okay. Now we don't have a kid who rides. We have a kid who rides a motor scooter, and then one of my former students from our school built his own e-bike. I have a video of it. It's amazing.
Wow.
And it will blow the doors off a regular e-bike.
But
it's
okay,
quite
this
ingenious.
okay.
He's a genius.
If
Hi,
you
Eric. How you doing?
if you glance at this car, don't see the word e-bike. Does
It's
it give
serial.
you military vibes?
It very much gives me military vibes. Yeah, this green is all military all day, every day. Serial number 1 also, right? You know, Justin deals in bicycles, our other co-host. He's a bicycle man. He works in the bicycle industry.
He gave me a job one time right out of college.
He tried to give me one once, and it didn't work out. But he's all about bicycles. He said he'd never even heard of this until this partnership here. He'd never even heard of Serial One. So maybe it's like a new company. There's a lot of new e-bike people coming in. But for Justin not to know who they were, I was like, okay, it must not be very big then. What about this guy, though, who doesn't have a very big sponsor either, considering he doesn't have one at all?
They go to Toyota next year.
Yes, sir.
Do the sponsors stay the same on these cars?
I bet they get better sponsors.
They made a big hire.
Yeah.
Matt Kenseth.
Right?
And
Matt's going to come run a place.
Jimmy Johnson. It was good to see him back at the track. I'm glad he was
Was
there.
it last week we were talking about Jimmy not
Vegas.
being in the
Yes.
country, that he'd moved to England
He
and
had.
enrolled his children there?
And and
But then this
suddenly-
week he showed up and
Oh.
had Matt there. I thought he hired Matt to fill in for him while he's in England. That's what I thought Matt was going to do, but now they're both there.
Yes, but
Maybe he's just showing Matt around. Here,
so
Matt, here's what-
Toyota hiring Matt Kenseth,
Yeah, right.
getting John Hunter.
John
does
Hunter,
this does this team take a huge step forward next year?
Absolutely. And they're already on the come up already. Allegiant's going to be a player next year. They go to maybe they run as well as 2311. How about that? I think that's a fair
Next
call.
year.
Maybe. They're already on the come up. Listen, Eric Jones has had a shot to win at least 2 races in the fall.
Yes, and I think he's a driver.
Heck, yes, he's
But
a
he
driver.
just
That
does
boy
not-
can drive.
Just,
I didn't mean to hit the buzzer. I wanted the ding.
yeah.
There's an eagle for you.
So
Okay, let's move on. Uh-oh.
there's not much to say here.
There's not, but Ryan Newman's back in it.
Oh, there's a lot to say then. He's
Ryan,
also
he's good.
Xfinity car this
Yeah, he's
week.
driving Xfinity.
double duty for Ryan Newman.
He goes from
Who
not
would-
having a ride to double.
Who would have thought double
Right.
duty for Ryan Newman? 2023.
It's a track that he's really good at, I guess, so they're
Yes.
going to let him do some things. And again, you know what probably appealed to him? I wondered myself when he came back earlier in the season, why is Ryan Newman doing this for Rick Ware? But now we know these are supposedly Roush cars, you know?
Is this
So this is
does
really
this
what he was
car-
driving before.
does this car stay the same next year as a rotation of drivers?
That's a good question. It's hard to tell with what Rick will do, Rick Ware. We got this Rick,
Hendrick.
but he got a lot more money. He don't have to do this kind of crap. Biohaven.
Hendrick.
You think Biohaven comes back for the third year in a row? Nerd was on there. No? Oh. What about his teammate, J.J. Yaley, dropping? He's just running for the Jewish nation over here. We got Israel
That's
entering a
interesting.
car into the race.
This is the same car that runs Patriot Mobile.
It is. It is. They're very into that kind of area, aren't they? JJ is. Listen,
Yeah.
This is a charity, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. I've seen commercials for this before. I looked it up. Here's what happens. You send them money.
And they put it
if
on
you're
a stock
Christian,
car.
Yeah, and they spend it on a J.J. Yaley car that they shouldn't have. And they send it to Jewish people over there.
Can we please recover the 78 discussion last week about the Constitution book?
Right? It was so good. I did look this up. I was like, is this a scam? Is this a good place? A lot of
do you
people.
do you do that to every sponsor?
Some of them are scams sometimes.
Ally Financial, do you look it up? Is this a scam?
Yeah, I do. Because sometimes scammers get in. When
It is true.
people have millions of dollars to throw at cars, it's scammers sometimes.
So answer your question. Is this a scam?
It is not a scam, but there have been complaints over the years about how the funds you donate get used. Okay,
And
they spend at least.
They can certainly continue that discussion this week.
Like the head two guys last year, I think, got $40 million of donations or something of what came in. They are giving like 75% of the money, which, believe it or not, for a lot of charities is a lot, to the actual thing. 25% goes to cost, but, I don't know. We'll see.
So give me some education on nonprofits. So 75% actually go into your mission is a lot?
You believe it or not, a lot of nonprofits wind up – there's only so much you can expend on administrative costs and everything.
Yeah,
so
I get
let's
that.
not
You got to
get too
take a
crazy.
cut somewhere.
Yeah. But a lot of people, like PETA probably, the last time I looked, spends like actual 10% of the money they take in on the actual calls. Like, they blow the money other places. You know who was who's taking in a crap load of money recently? B.J. McLeod.
Well,
Oh, my God.
is
He's
it Josh
rich.
Palicki this week?
Josh Palicki's back. Only 3 races, and B.J. don't care. He's
So,
fine.
well, I'm glad to see that Kyle Busch gave them their paint scheme back.
Right? They took the lawyer's face off of it.
Yes.
It looks so blatantly like it. You know what?
It is crazy.
You know what? It just hit me also. I didn't even think of this when we were talking about it before. This car runs out of the RCR shop. There's a very good possibility the same guy actually designed those 2 cars, an RCR artist.
And that they probably used the same
They
wrap
literally could
templates.
have, yeah. Literally. Oh, look back here. The Hooters car is hot. I don't care what you say. That is a hot car.
It is, and it's Night Owl this time.
Right? They're running it all year like this. Also,
how many times have we seen Hooters on a car this year?
I want to say twice before. I want to say this is like 3rd time. Something like that, maybe, yeah. I liked this, though. I like the flat blackness of it and everything. Bad run for Chase. He got in some trouble back in 32nd.
And
Can
we
Chase
haven't
win
even-
before
we
the
haven't
year's
seen
over?
his other teammate yet. Alex Bowman had a tough break.
Yeah, even worse. He's got a hot car, though. Can Chase win before it's over, you think?
No.
Man, that's a hard hit.
But, I did see something that, he still has, the highest average finish of anyone this season.
Maybe.
No, I saw it.
I mean,
Don't-
he missed a bunch of races, so
don't
I
call
was
me
like,
a liar.
well, I don't mean it like that. I meant but you got to think about
and
all
there was
these.
other stats that they're he could still be the best driver this season. Think about that for a second.
Well,
on just stats alone,
that hits me with
no
one thing.
wins.
The 9 car's still in the owner's championship. The 9 car can make it to Phoenix to run for the owner's championship, even though Chase can't.
That's
so
what I'm
that
saying.
car's running really well, yeah.
But Chase alone, even though he missed 6 races.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then got suspended 1 for purposely wrecking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a
Hey, baby girl.
big letdown, right? What about this? You want to go out here and buy you a condo or a what do they call them, timeshare?
MVP, magical vacation planner.
It magically takes all
You
your
know
money.
what? He's gonna need a vacation after this year.
Man, does he ever?
Or maybe
he came in strong.
is he taking a vacation every week?
He might as well be. Look at him. Every week it's back here.
I think they put a stunt double in the car.
They better do something. Here's a man who
They
needed a
don't
stunt
need, you know
double
what?
last week.
That's a legitimate theory.
That they put a different person into a car.
Because do you ever see Chase Briscoe on camera?
It's true. I don't know if
I don't know that it's really him in the car.
Maybe it's Tony Stewart.
Sorry, I
Big
spent too
cover-up.
much time in the 78 shop last week.
Over here, look, Ty.
if last week's episode was up, you'd get that joke.
Papaw's boy, back at the back, got in some trouble. He had a good run going before that, though, honestly.
He got into it with was it the 11 car he got tangled up with?
Yeah, it hurt him more, I think. Look at this. This is Miami Vice right here. This is just hotness.
Yes, because you know what?
Absolutely.
Got that money.
Absolutely big Miami vibes. I like this. I like this a lot. I like because it kind of stays with the normal colors, but it really switches it up.
Speaking of Miami, man, that's where Messi is. Can we get Messi at the race this weekend?
Probably not. Those tickets are expensive. You told me they weren't as expensive as I thought, but I heard they were crazy.
They are crazy.
And something about he's already said he's quitting or something, not coming back next year or something. Or
that would be crazy not to let that happen.
Something like that. All right, so 48 back here having terrible. That leaves us one man. Last week it was Hocevar gotten her tore up and ripped basically 2 tires off of it.
And you corrected me because on air they said Hocevar will run this car the rest of the year.
Right? I think that was the plan. That's what they announced. And then somehow they talked Toyota into letting Nemechek drive a Chevy, even because he's coming to Toyota. And so
I get it. He's going to be in this car, this team.
Yeah. All next year.
Yes.
He's going to –
and
maybe we'll get a peek at what he's doing.
Joe Nemechek used to drive the 42?
He did. Joe Nemechek drove the Bell South 42.
That is an iconic paint scheme.
Listen,
an iconic
go
car.
ahead and go look up the Bell South 42 paint scheme right now and get ready for that to be the throwback come Darlington.
You will see that next year,
There's
guaranteed.
no way that doesn't happen.
Who's the sponsor, though?
I mean, it could be anybody, but it's going to have those stripes on it.
Yes. Iconic. I had a toy car of that when I was little.
Did you? Yeah. That was a big one, man. That was. You know what? Actually, I was flipping through channels yesterday. FS2 had the 1999 Homestead race on. Tony Stewart's rookie year. Man, it looked old. Like, it looked like 480. Like, there was just streaks on the cameras and crap. But the Bell South car running right there.
Yes,
Nemechek running in it.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Who do you
Take a
think
look at this
gets the big
motherload.
win this week?
Oh man, this week I've been hot on camera as of late,
Doing better than most people.
but
Because we got 0.
Man, this week at Homestead, I am going to pick.
Who?
Going to get the win on camera.
Like, we need some Jeopardy music over here.
Yes. Come back to me. Who do you think's going to get the win?
Go ahead, wrap it up. Come on, let's go. I'm going to throw it out here. Listen, I'm going to say, my brain wants to say the 5 goes again, but it won't let me. I have to go 24. I'm sorry. Willie B comes in and locks it down. Makes Hendrick half the Final 4. That's my
All right.
call.
I
That's what I'm
am reluctantly, but I will say Denny Hamlin gets the win this week.
Listen, that's a strong pick. Could happen. Let's see. All you've got to do is go into the comments and pick who you think's going to win, and if you get it right, you win this amazing prize, and we will send it to you, and you'll eat off of it every day the rest of your life. Jordan, any final thoughts as we head out, baby?
Hey, the computer lasted. We're excited.
That's it. We made it through a whole episode with a new computer. Go computer. Love all of you, baby. Have a great day. Don't die.